Good evening. It's Wednesday night, the 18th of November, and day 322 of my journey to business alignment. Each day I've asked myself if I still feel like I'm living the dream. And so that's why I say I'm living the dream every night before I hit the sack. It's important. I'm still living the dream. For my power statement this morning, I said, I will push myself to get the rest of the Ontoport pieces of the membership campaign done. And when I have all those pieces done, I will reach out and take advantage of my 2 hours of onboarding support to work on the product ordering process. Whew, that's going to be a big one. So here's my to-do list that I had for today. Right here, Wednesday, they're highlighted. They're done. Bam, all of them. I also had this little... Nope, that's something else. My most number one important task for today, like I said, was to finish the little issues I still have with the welcome email that is automatically sent to people who sign up as new members of my coaching system using that order page. My fun task for today was to finish the thank you page issue, which it's quite a unique thing. It's the picture not showing up in the inbox. It's all set up and it's there and it goes and it lands and it shows, but the picture's not showing up. Really odd. So they're working on that to help that get that fixed. And my exciting task for today was to do a new updated remaining task list of all the Ontoport pieces that I still have left to do, so I can check them off, and not miss anything. I had another day of long chat conversations with the Ontoport chat agents, about 3 of them, helping me work through these several issues as I ran at each one of them while trying to do this membership order pages, the emails, and the thank you page. There's tasks that have to be done for sure in my WordPress admin so they can load up these pages once I publish them, and then take the links and put them into the settings systems that makes them connect and speak to each other. And because it is the very first time through doing all of these steps for me, it's so tedious and it's quite a bit difficult so far. And so they had to take the time to help produce some little videos to answer the questions, to show me, go here, go there, do that, here's why, through the steps to do each of these processes that I'm talking about. I end up talking to, like I said, 3 helpers on separate chats, and I took up the entire day, basically. It was an involved day, but I got them done. Anyway, my end of the day success routine question says, get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today, or what could have done better today? Did you wake up early and start strong? Check. Did you start your morning with power? Check. Were you productive throughout your day? Well, you saw that. Check, check, check. Pieces into the port of my mind, do the task, manifest in the world of the physical. That's how it's done. Did you move those goals forward? Yes, I did. I moved the goals forward. Did you move your goals that you want to get to onto a new page and plan for tomorrow? Yes, I did. I showed up as the person I wanted to do today. I showed up as the person that would serve me best today. What about your personal time with Kathleen? Were you present for her? Yes, I was. Next are my end of the day success routine questions of accountability. Are they answered? No, let's do them now. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your promises that you made to yourself this morning? Well, for this morning, knowing a little bit about how things work with the folks there at Ontoport and those chat connectors, and knowing what I was facing, I simply promised myself that I would press forward in my work to get the task done with my campaign until I run out of time for the day. And that's what I did, because I didn't say, I'm going to get this done, get this done, and get this done, because you never know on how long I'm going to take and what I'm learning and how they have to take time to get on with me. Oh, I worked until the time just ran out by the end of the day, and then I had to stop. But I still got a lot done, so way to go, Marty. Good job. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time today, Marty? Did you make time for putting movies up on the screen of your mind and watching? And were there any new movies, instant pre-play movies, as what I call them, that I watched today? Well, I watched my must-see TV favorite 5 movies, and I watched people coming to my website and going to the member sign-up page and filling it out, one of the 2, annual or monthly. They click the monthly and a form to all fill, and filling it out and getting their email put in there and receiving their email sign-up credentials in their inbox and seeing their password and putting that in and landing on the member login page and typing in that information, credentials, and clicking it and going into the private pages. It's so as though it's already working. It's so exciting. My next question says, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? What one thing can I do better tomorrow? What can I do better that'll make every day a better day? Well, I'm still thinking about this Ontraport process. I'm imagining it all getting done here really soon, and that's keeping me motivated. I'm learning it in the process, however, and so my power statement for tomorrow says this. I'll continue pushing to get Ontraport membership set up and all those pieces done, and when I have it all done and ready to go, I'll reach out and take advantage of my 2 hours of onboarding support at that time. The next question of my end of the day success routine is to ask myself, were there any mistakes or failures that you may have had today, Marty, that you could turn into a tool of success going forward? Well, once again, today was more of the same tedious work where I got stuck, clicked on a chat and got some help. Then I continued doing something until I got stuck again, clicked on the chat and got more help. Did that over and over and over all day long. And that's how the last several days have been. So again, there wasn't any real mistakes and there wasn't a failure at it. I'm just learning as I go and asking for help as I go. And it's a great process because it's sinking in. I'm learning, I'm remembering. The next question is, what was your biggest success, Marty, today? In other words, what did you do well today? Well, my biggest success today was all that I remembered from the last few days working with the chat people and using the system and remembering where this went and how to do that and how this worked. It's all new stuff to me, and the steps get me stuck here and there, but it's becoming less and less because I'm remembering those steps and how to do them. It's exciting. Anyway, my end of the day success routine question next asked me to rate my day's effort. And so I decided to give today a 10, and I'll tell you why. I worked not only at the speed of 10 today, but by the end of the day today, I had found that I really was starting to go much faster through going here and there and where to go and clicking and opening here and remembering that's where that's it and clicking and clicking that. I'm remembering so much that it's a very good sign of things to come. I'm going to learn how to do this system. Whew. It's a big deal for me. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says the commanding power of asking questions is the key to enabling you to get anything we want to get done in our own powerful database in our brain within our own minds. Commanding power of asking questions is what pulls it in. This experience I'm having with Ontraport system is a perfect example of how we should be familiarizing ourselves with our own individual brain power. Every day I'm learning how to release even more of the power that Ontraport system has to offer as I learn how to use it. Many of us, when we see someone of extraordinary capability or someone who seems to have a superhuman capacity to deal with life's challenges, we think things like, well, they're just lucky, or they're so talented, they must have been born that way, or they have a gift for that kind of thing. Those kind of comments or thoughts. Well, however, the reality is much like what you've heard me from the past several weeks, what I've said. Itty-bitty steps of learning as I ask these chat helpers tons and tons of questions. And mostly they've been the right kind of questions, so they get right to it and get it fixed. And by doing so, I've been able to learn their system while taking these little itty-bitty steps. Of course, that is after having each of my questions answered by those who are in the know, and them being willing to show me where to do this and how to do it and why to do it this way. Nothing comes all at once or without any effort, especially without asking specific questions. If you don't ask any questions at all, that's not how it works. These principles lead to the next thing I'm very, very grateful for. It's the law of the common denominator, which simply says the common denominator that most every successful person exhibits is that they're willing to do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do, starting with a willingness to ask the difficult, hard to do kind of questions of themselves, even when they know that the answers may require them to do hard and difficult things. Key to that. For example, most people are depressed because their pattern of focus limits their emotional experiences of life. The quickest way to change that limiting power of negative focus is to ask themselves the hard, new direction, out-of-the-box kind of questions. But instead, these struggling people continue to ask themselves disempowering questions, and they continue to do it on a repeated, regular, habit-forming basis. They ask themselves such questions like, what's the use? Why even try things? They never seem to work out for me, and etc., and so on and so on. Not the right kind of questions. If we ask these kind of questions of terrible questions of ourselves, we'll get terrible answers. Our mental computer is ever ready to serve us by engaging the law of attraction that's out there and attracting negative or positive things into our mind, into us, depending on what we're focusing on. Whatever question we give our mind, it surely will come up with an answer. That's for sure. Next, I'm grateful for Henry Ford, who said this: whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Another bottom line here is that the difference between people themselves is the difference in the questions they ask themselves, consistently asking themselves. Asking ourselves the right kind of questions over and over again really does make all the difference in what we accomplish in our lives. The questions we ask ourselves determines the answers we receive. And knowing that it's our focus that directs our questioning, our question asking process, you could say that the quickest way to change our focus is to start asking new kinds of questions of ourselves on any given topic. So there you go. I'll be right back here tomorrow night sharing some more thoughts and reporting on my daily journal entry. But until then, I wish you all continued success. Good night.